Hey Dr. B, this is Mohammed again. I'm going to show you how my application runs, and the first thing I'm going to show you is how I handled the business logic to decide whether order needed to be reviewed. So this is our gateway, and there's two paths. And once I created an attribute called approval needed, and if that approval needed is called true, it goes to review, and if approval needed is false, it goes to display order. So the review path, we have a condition called if approval needed attribute is equal to true, take the review path. And the same thing, if the approval needed is false, take the display order path. And bear with me, my internet is a little slow. I'm at home right now. There it is. And there it is, the if condition. If approval needed is equal to false, take the display order and approve the order automatically. Now the way it approves the order automatically, I'll show you in the activity actions. This is how it enters. And when it enters, it's a decision table that I created with all the conditions you gave us in the clip syntax. And there it is, those are the conditions. And this is how it sets the attribute approval needed to either true or false. Now, if that approval needed is false, that means we have to set order status to approved. So the way I did it is an if statement. So if it was true, that means it needs to be reviewed. That means order status is going to be decided by the order manager. So I didn't put any value, I put none, or actually I put new, that way the order manager can change it. And then if it went straight and if the approval needed is false, that means we have to set, else we have to set the order status to 2, which is accepted or approved. And I put number 2, which is approved. And this is how it works and how it takes the gateway and chooses what path it needs to take in order to decide the approval decision. And now I'm going to show you the user setup, and we're going to start with Vicky's user entry. And had we wanted to start a new user, we click new user, but since we already created Vicky, we can search and we can edit, and I'll show you. There goes her name, Vicky Clausen, with an email, my email. You tell us to uncheck expired password and send email. The organization she's in Athens, Georgia, with a customer service representative position, and her boss would be Todd, and his role is the order processor, and she's on the Eastern time. Now we can go back and we're gonna look up Todd. And there it is, his name Todd, with the username Todd. My email again, uncheck expired password, send mail with password to user. And his organization, he's in Athens, Georgia again, and he's the order manager. And his boss would be Bob, which is the order processor and the order manager at the same time. And there it is, he's on Eastern time. And now I'm going to show you the performer assignments for all human activities, and this is done in the performers. We're going to define them here, and all the order processors, which is 4 activities, are done by the order processor. There's a customer information, enter new customer, review customer, or enter order. All these 4 are entered by the order processor, anyone that has a privilege of the order processor, and this is done through the performers. And in this one, it says that if the roles are equal to order processor, so if the user has the privilege of an order processor, he can go ahead and does this task. And I can go ahead and can add anything. This is how it works. We can do roles equals to, and it gives you all the values. And in this case, in this activities, it's the order processor, and it's already done. So it's the same thing for these other 3. Roles equals order processor. Same thing. Same thing. And then for the review, we had 2 things. In order to be able to review, whenever it goes to that task, first it has to be assigned to the user that equals the boss of the order processor, and this is how it was done. So I was like, user ID has to be equal to you have to select an expression, and this expression was the current assignee boss, and this assignee would be the order processor. So in the case where Vicky is the assignee, being an order processor, her current assignee boss would be Todd. So Todd would be the user ID selected. Now, to make sure, also we had to add that he had to be an order processor in order to review, because as you had mentioned in Clip Syntax 5, that order manager having the role of order approver, which I did here. Roles equals order approver, as well as the user ID has to be current assignee of the boss. And that's it for performance. And now I'm going to show you how I computed the automatic approval rate KPI. So I have to create a new sensor, and that sensor I created is a counter, and it's called automatic approval rate. And if I can edit it, it's going to get all the data that goes through this gateway. Now in this gateway, we decide if the approval needed is, or the order status is approved or not. So the way I did it is I took all the data from that gateway, and since I don't have an activity after display, and since display is joined by this path and the review path, I had to actually use a fixed dimensions filter in this one. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how I used it. Back to reports, I'm going to select that I want the automatic approval rate. And here it shows me all the, ever since I plugged in a gateway, I had 29 cases. Now these cases I have both approved and need to be approved. So in order to change it, I change it as where whenever it reaches this gateway, there's an order status fixed dimension, and whenever order status is already approved, once it reached the gateway, give me all the data at that point. So all that data was automatically approved. So this is how it's done. I filter it, and out of 18 cases, 13 of these were automatically approved, and that's 72% of the cases of the 18. And last but not least, I'll show you the approval needed dimension using a analytic report, and I'm going to show you all the orders needed approval, and those that do not can be displayed as separate groups. So I'm going to go ahead and do report analytics, do a process, and I will go ahead and go to process activity, and I'm going ahead. So it says here that I have 142 new cases and 41 cases that had been closed. So I'm going to filter this by a fixed dimension of a approval needed, and these are we need to figure out which one needed approval, and we're going to go apply. And it says that out of the new cases, 27 of these cases need approval, and 18 of these cases are closed but had needed approval before. And this is the effectiveness is at 66.67% of the cases needed to be approved and reviewed by the order manager. Thank you very much.